Hey guys, it's Stephen here. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Things Learned on this laziest of lazy Sundays today. I'm a little bit tired, I'll be honest. I had a bottle of wine last night. I'm a bit tired, and also I'm looking very scruffy because I've just got out of the shower. So, excuse tired, very hungover Stephen today. Also, by the way, I want to say thank you to 49,000 subscribers. This is so good. Thank you to every single one of you. Genuinely, every single one of you are beautiful bastards. Thank you so much for getting me to 49,000. It means now I'm sub 1k to get to 50,000. Hopefully I'll be there some point in February. So don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, comments and all that usual stuff, but get the subscribers up. Come on, let's get to 50k. It'll be absolutely wonderful. Get EK to 50k. But anyway, thank you to every single one of you. You're all absolutely awesome. We'll do something special, hopefully, for 50,000. But for now, though, we're going to look at yesterday's game. It wasn't a classic. It wasn't memorable. And it wasn't a game that we'll go, oh my God, that changed our world. We learned so much about Manchester City. But as ever, there was talking points from it. So I picked out 5 things that I personally took. And I'm going to start with the most undeniable words that you can link to Manchester City at the moment. Consistent. Manchester City are goddamn consistent. We really are ridiculously consistent. City have won 9 games out of 9 in January, which is an historic record back to something like the 1800s. The amount of games that City played and the amount of victories is genuinely a record. A perfect 100% record across all competitions, which is just absolutely phenomenal. It gets even better when you start to extend it out for a little bit of time. Now, we all remember how low we felt after that 2-0 loss at Spurs. Genuinely, our heads were down at the bottom. We were fed up. We were thinking, what is the point? Everything is terrible. And then things suddenly got very, very good. Since that demoralising loss against Spurs, we played 18 games. We've won 15 of those games. We've drawn 3. A big fat 0 losses. 0 losses, so 15 wins, 3 draws. 43 goals scored, which is about, it's average about 2.5-ish per game. And 4 goals conceded. Just 4 goals conceded in 18 games. That is astonishing. Actually astonishing. This Manchester City side have gone from a team that was incredibly unreliable, genuinely 1 minute brilliant, 1 minute defensive catastrophe, and that's what we saw last season anyway, to all of a sudden finding form that is very reminiscent of Manchester City's 17-18 or 18-19 sides, in a different way though. That side was built on goals and brilliance. This side is still got brilliance in it, don't get me wrong, but this is built on defensive stoicism, defensive stability, and then occasional moments of brilliance as well. It's a ridiculous stat that 9 wins out of 9 in January, 15 wins out of 18, and no losses since that Spurs game. But that's what Manchester City did. We do ridiculous things, and that's what Guardiola sides do. Ridiculous things. It's absolutely wonderful. And to be honest, if we keep that consistency up, there's no way our rivals can match us. I believe that hand on heart. Like United yesterday dropping more points, 5 points dropped in 1 week. We are now 3 points clear with a game in hand of United. So we win the game in hand, 6 points clear. Liverpool today play a very big banana skin of a game potentially. West Ham are in good form. West Ham could easily get points there. If they do that, City would be, I don't know, we're currently 7 points clear. Who knows what we could be after that. Come on West Ham, come on West Ham. But all I know at the moment is this Manchester City side are a consistent machine. And a big part of that is because of Ruben Dias. Oh, Ruben, you beautiful man. Absolutely wonderful again yesterday. I mean, it doesn't matter who's alongside him. He steps up, he's brilliant, he's ours. Imagine 10 years of Ruben Dias. I mean, there were times yesterday when he was doing things that made me laugh, like the art of defending. I honestly can't. I think even Vincent Kompany didn't love defending as much as Ruben Dias. Now, I can't say that officially, of course. Like, there's no way to prove that either. It's just a speculation. But Ruben Dias seems to utterly revel in defending. It's ridiculous. He's so up for a battle that I don't think there's a better defender in world football right now. I mean, I don't think there's a better defender even with Van Dijk fit. I mean, in terms of pure defensive ability, Van Dijk's a bit faster and probably even a little bit better on the ball potentially. But in terms of pure defensive attributes, I can't think of a defender in the world who enjoys defending, and he was as good as it as Ruben Dias. And it's evident by the fact that the amount of times he's on the floor blocking a shot before it's even been made. How does he do that? He reads the game on honestly, he's it's a ridiculous Professor Xavier stuff, honestly. He's there like predicting the future. Absolutely insane. Mind reader kind of a territory. And there was a couple of moments yesterday when he was running back for tackles where the ball favoured the attacker, and his reaction speeds were so quick and perfectly timed challenges. When he came away with the ball. Just absolutely sensational stuff. I didn't think, by the way, Laporte was pretty good alongside him, but I didn't sense that same chemistry personally. Not sure if anyone else noticed that. I mean, Diaz and Stones seem like actual bros, you know what I mean? Where Diaz and Laporte absolutely fine alongside each other, but I got a sense that he's not as good as they were. There was a little bit of lack of chemistry in terms of like emotionally, like less likely to be like high-fiving each other and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't mean anything as such, but I just noticed that and I thought it was a telling sign. Anyway, next thing I want to talk about was Ferran Torres. Torres, to be honest, he feels like a forgotten man, doesn't he, Torres? Because obviously he had COVID and he's barely played for a while now. But yesterday, he got an unexpected start, and to be honest, I thought he was good. He literally was the difference maker on the day, and to be honest, as a winger, if you're playing as a winger or forward, you can have a quietish game in general, as long as you make the difference in a game like this, and if that's the biggest credit I can give to Torres yesterday. He made the difference, and to be honest, I thought he was possibly our most likely to do something attacking yesterday as well. Torres, obviously, great tenacity and work rate. And when you combine work rate with obviously immense technical ability, which Torres clearly has, you get goals like yesterday. So great desire, great technique, bundled past a couple of players. He didn't give up the ball and showed his great footwork. He almost like stumbled into a crossing position by his own endeavour. And then he found Gabriel Jesus, who scored. And that, at that moment, was job done for Torres. He justified being on the pitch. And also, it was difficult. I'm going to get into it a little bit. The ball rarely went down his side, so he had to make do with very little. But I also remember a couple of good crosses and one bit where he mugged a defender, went on a good run as well. Torres has barely played at the moment, but there were signs yesterday that this guy is a difference maker, be it through assists, be it through goals. He has that. He's a bit of a stats kind of related forward, basically. He loves stats. He seems to love getting assists and goals, so fair play to him, a difference maker. And only young still, give him time and he'll be a quality player for Manchester City. Obviously, as well, we noticed yesterday the need for rotation. Now, a lot of City fans weren't happy before the game. Like, why have we rested Mahrez, or why have we rested Sterling or Cancelo, or even Rodri, I guess some people mentioned. And I think yesterday we saw that, unfortunately, it's a necessary evil. Thankfully, the decision was right. We got through it, and it doesn't matter if we didn't play great football. If we get through it and we win, then Guardiola got it right. It's as simple as that, unfortunately. Even though he probably expected a little bit of a creativity drop-off, he probably knew that he had enough players out there to get the victory. And to be honest, one thing I want to say about the rotation thing is, once again, we have to do it. We simply have to do it. It's a compact, heavy season. We've seen the injuries that we can get. We've seen the injuries of like Liverpool suffering defensively at the moment. And if you don't rest players when they're a little bit tired, sure, they all could have played yesterday and they might have been fine, but you're dancing with the devil there. Genuinely, you're taking risks that don't need to be taken. And I would not be surprised if, like, Guardiola was told in training by the conditioning team or the physio, be careful with Cancelo, be careful with Stones, be careful with Sterling, be careful with these players, because at some point they may get an injury and you're going to have to rest them. Now, what I can tell is, like, I swear I read something about this once, where the conditioning team, they look at the number of minutes, they do certain tests and all that, and they look at response times from the players in terms of the fitness and stuff. And if they sense that the player, their body isn't recovering fully, they will suggest to the coach that they need a rest at some point soon. And we don't really realise things like that, or we don't think about it enough. So sometimes the decision is taken away from Guardiola to an extent. Obviously, he doesn't have to drop him there and then. He could say, look, well, I'll rest him next week instead. But at some point, they're going to have to do it. So as much as we don't like to see it, rotation is just, it's absolutely, utterly necessary. And yesterday, we learned just how necessary it is, and we got away with it. Got away with it in a good way. And it's a big squad, and so sometimes you have to play Kyle Walker. Even though Cancelo's been brilliant, Walker's been brilliant for us in the past. And sometimes you got to play Torres, man. So yesterday, rotation, but necessary. Finally, as well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the City yesterday. I saw this on Twitter. I think it was RB. Either way, I saw someone share it on Twitter yesterday, so big love to that. It's from Who Scored as well. And it showed City's average positions yesterday against Sheffield United. And as you can see, to be honest, there's a massive kind of left-leaning balance there. City were really, really, really kind of focused on the left yesterday, which, to be honest, I thought made Torres' little kind of game-changing interventions more impressive, because obviously the ball wasn't really coming over to his side anywhere near much. All the players were kind of clustering over to the left. You can see that heavy left bias there. The reasons why, potentially, no Cancelo maybe. Cancelo obviously been such an influential attacker for Manchester City at the moment. Not being there, I think it's pretty fair to say that on the ball, we trusted Zinchenko to be more useful going forward. So basically, we saw a situation where City were doing everything, funneling everything over to the left. We saw as well, Gabriel Jesus is naturally more inclined to drift over that way. Maybe there was a lack of trust as well in Torres and Walker to do something on that side compared to, I guess, the more informed Zinchenko and Foden. Not instinctively lack of trust, I say more subconsciously, if that makes sense. You know, like the players naturally going over towards that side. Maybe as well, the lack of De Bruyne, the lack of Mahrez or Sterling over on that side, senior players, maybe that stopped the ball going over there a little bit more. But either way, you can see yesterday, City played a lot more down the left, which, to be honest, I think makes it impressive for Torres anyway. But that was an interesting little thing that I personally took from it. Let me know down in the comments what you made of the game yesterday. It wasn't a classic. There wasn't loads to talk about. But still, City won, and things look very good for City. We're currently top of the table once again, and it's wonderful stuff. It's absolutely wonderful. We keep winning. We are consistent, and we're all absolutely brilliantly happy at the moment. Come on, City, carry on. We are comfortably through in the Champions League. We've got a good draw. We are through to with the next round, the FA Cup. We're into the final of the Carabao Cup, and we are strolling the league currently in terms of form. Life's good, guys. Life's very, very good. Anyway, don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know down in the comments what you made of this game. And thank you to every single one of you 49,000 subscribers. Let's get to 50k. Thank you to all the patrons as well. Big love to you all. In a bit.